Many of the game's greats have won Card Player's prestigious Player of the Year award since its inception. Daniel Negreanu, Michael Mizrachi, John Fan, and most recently Eric Baldwin. Every player to earn the honor put together incredible runs, winning World Series of Poker bracelets, WPT titles, EPT trophies, and many other events along the way, not to mention millions in prize money. This award is evidence not only of skill, but of consistency, commitment, and perseverance. The 2010 Player of the Year race has now reached its final chapter. Less than a month remains, and the top of the leaderboard is littered with recognizable names. 2010 World Series of Poker champion Jonathan Duhamel is this year's leading money winner, with over $8.9 million. That one win was enough to vault him into his current 8th place position. Andrew Frankenberger burst onto the scene with a win at the WPT Legends of Poker and another WPT final table at the Festa Al Lago main event. Those final tables were good enough to move him into 7th place. John Juanda made a number of high-profile final tables, including a runner-up finish at the EPT London main event and a 4th place finish at this year's World Series of Poker $50,000 Players Championship. Jeffrey Papola had a fantastic World Series, coming runner-up in a $2,500 No-Limit Hold'em 6 Max event, and then following that up 3 days later with a win in the $5,000 No-Limit Hold'em event for just under $670,000. Currently sitting in 4th place in the rankings is Sorel Mizzi, who has made an incredible 13 final tables and won 4 events. His biggest score of the year came when he finished 3rd in the Aussie Millions in main event for $640,000.
I've been running really well. I mean, started off with Australia, came 3rd in that. That was my first major cash of the year, and ever since then I've just been thinking left and right. It's been good, you know? Can't complain.
But you've been primarily known as an online player. Did you do anything different this year, or change up anything in your live game?
No, you know, I feel like the more I play, the more experience I get, and in turn, the better I become. So I feel like it's kind of funny how it works. Like last year, I kind of felt like I knew everything there is to know about like live poker. And then this year, I feel like last year I was terrible. So I'm sure next year I'll feel like I was terrible this year as well. It's just like a constant like cycle of learning, and that's what I love about the game, is it's like constantly evolving, and if you don't evolve with it, you're going to be left behind. So yes, I feel like I've learned a lot, and I feel like I'm continuing to learn, and it's paying dividends for sure. I got a lot of work to do. You know, I gotta place pretty high in this, and I have to place pretty high in something in Prague in order to compete with Thomas Marchese right now. But you know, I'm happy with how I played this year, and I'm happy with like my work ethic as well, and that's all you can do. It's kind of frustrating that the last couple final tables I've made, Thomas was on there too, and he went deeper. You know, like he won't let me just be alone on the final table. But yeah, he's an excellent player, and he's definitely very deserving of the title if he wins it.
Vanessa Selbst was busy with law school for much of 2010, but still found a way to amass more than $2.8 million in earnings, with wins at the PokerStars NAPT Mohegan Sun and in the Partouche Poker Tour main event. She is already guaranteed to be the highest finishing female player in the history of the Player of the Year award.
I obviously feel amazing about my accomplishments this year. I never could have expected it. I didn't really even start playing. I was in law school for the first half of the year, so I played like Aussie Millions, Mohegan Sun, and that was kind of it, and just ran good at the right times. I mean, I never could have expected to do this well, and I'm just hoping to repeat that, obviously. I ran good at the right times. I got to a couple final tables and was lucky enough to run good at those, and so just hoping, to continue that.
Now, are the rankings something that matter to you? You've already locked up the highest ever finish by a female. Does that matter to you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important, not necessarily for me to necessarily have the highest finish of a female, but just for women in poker, to show that women can do well at this game and everything like that. In terms of Player of the Year, I never really, like I said, I didn't play most of the year, so the fact that it's kind of random and lucky that I just happen to be in the standings, but I think Tom Marchese has it pretty well locked up, so I doubt, unless I win this tournament, I think I would still need to do something else to win Player of the Year. So it's not something that I'm thinking about, it's not something I was thinking about, but it's just nice to be up there, and in the future I'm going to be playing a lot more, and hopefully, I don't expect anything this year, but maybe I'll be Player of the Year next year, who knows.
Dwyte Pilgrim has had a breakout year with 13 final tables and 5 titles, including a WPT main event win at the Borgata Poker Open. These amazing results have been good enough to get him into 2nd position in the Player of the Year race. The two-time World Series of Poker circuit ring winner built his reputation and his ranking by dominating some of the smaller Player of the Year qualifying tournaments.
Oh, the year's been great, man. I'm playing my best poker. I met some good people. I'm trying to put myself in a real powerful position and, trying to make my next move my best move.
Now, you've had a lot of accomplishments this year. What would you say was your proudest moment?
My proudest moment, I definitely have to say, is winning that WPT. It was a big game for me. I feel like that's my introduction to the next level, and I'm just gonna take it from there. I feel like that was definitely the biggest moment for me.
Now, some people have said you were the best minor league poker player there was. Obviously, poker doesn't have a minor league. Did you feel offended by that at all?
I didn't really feel offended. It's the truth. I was playing in the minor leagues. I was playing in the smaller buy-ins, 500, 1,000s, 2,500, 1,600s. I wasn't really playing 10Ks. I had to do a lot of bankroll management and make sure I could keep myself in the game so I could have a big score like I did. So there was it correct in what they were saying, but now I have a little bigger bankroll, and I feel like I'll be able to show them I was better than some of them other guys out there.
How long have you been planning on being in the big leagues?
For the rest of my life.
Now, let's say you don't win here. What's your plans? What are you going to do to get those last-second points?
Well, I'm going to go to Atlantic City, play the prelims, play the main event, and just play my best game. I feel like if I play my best game, I still got a shot. These main events, it's a long shot, but I feel like I got a good shot.
Thomas Marchese is firmly in pole position in the Player of the Year race with the PokerStars NAPT Venetian title and 11 final table appearances, including big finishes at the WPT Foxwoods World Poker Finals, the EPT London main event, and the EPT Grand Final High Roller event. All right, Tom, there are 3 major tournaments left. You're closing in on the title. How do you feel?
It feels great that all my hard work's paying off at the moment.
Now, you had some success earlier this week at the Bellagio. Can you tell us about that?
I won the 1K rebuy here. It only got 65 people, but it's a nice score, and it tacked on like 250 points to my lead, so happy to win it.
Who are you the most worried about that's sitting behind you?
Really, I'm only worried about Dwyte right now. Everybody else is over 2,000 points behind, where they need to literally win one of these 3 remaining big tourneys, and final table, some other things. So really, Dwight's the only person who I feel has like a legitimate shot at catching me right now. Now,
If you win Player of the Year, will you feel like the Player of the Year? Do you think legitimately in your head that you've had the best year possible?
Yeah, I'd say so, definitely. I mean, I've final tabled a ton of major events. If anything, I've gotten unlucky at a lot of final tables to not be up even more this year. So, yeah, I think I have the respect of my peers, and I think the title fits.
Now, once the grind is over, let's say you lock up the Player of the Year, we're going to see you, playing all these events. Are you going to go back to playing cash games? What are you going to do?
I'm going to definitely go back to playing more cash next year, but at the same time, I'll be playing the good tournaments still, and I'm sure you'll still see me on the tourney circuit a lot.
With the WPT $10,000 main event currently running at Bellagio, EPT Prague, and the World Series of Poker circuit in Atlantic City left to play, there is still time for these standings to change. See if these great players can shake things up as the 2010 Player of the Year race moves into its final lap right here at cardplayer.com.